All right, we're here today with Micky Bartlett, comedian extraordinaire. Come all the way from Lurgan to chat to us. So
Yeah, all the way from the past.
he's here to chat about his new tour, Rocket, which kicks off next week, I think, Micky. So are you looking forward to it? Are you all ready for it?
Absolutely not. No, I have to go to work. I'd rather sit in the house playing PlayStation. No, we're joking. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I think it's been a year in the making. And I just did a small tour of Australia just to get everything ready. And I like to. Most people get their stand-up tour ready at home and take it internationally. I went the other way.
Right.
I made people in Australia pay $50 to come see it.
Okay.
And then it was very funny now. But it's funny now.
All right.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Can't wait.
Excellent. So how were the Aussies for you? You've been down before, have you?
Yeah, we're going back and forth for a couple of years, so it's they're always a bit of crack. I mean, to be fair, there's not that many Aussies coming to the shows now. It's mostly people from here, so you're standing backstage going, I wonder if Margot Robbie's going to be in there.
All right.
And you hear, well, Davey, you still dig him?
Yeah, Russell Crowe's not the front row.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's in the back row trying to be cool. Yeah. He's intimidated by the muscles.
And so where are you touring for the home leg?
Good question. It starts in Armagh, and then we're going to be Portaferry. We're going to be in. Geez, where else are we going? All over the place, really. We've added some more dates. So we're going to be in Rome and Derry as well.
Okay.
And then taking it off in the UK. We'll be down south as well.
And if people want to get tickets, they can hit up MickyBartlett.com.
Yeah,
MickyBartlettComedy.com. Okay, excellent. So what's the show about then, Micky? It's called Rocket. Is there a theme?
There's a loose thing which is I'm turning 40 and I'm not ready.
Right.
So it's kind of me sort of having to admit I'm having to say goodbye to the Rocket days of going out every night.
Okay.
All the sort of, all the crazy stuff you're supposed to finish doing by your 25. Thankfully, being a comedian means you can keep it up to nearly 40.
Right.
But I've hit a point where I'm like, my body is not letting me do this anymore.
Okay. So you're at peace with it then? You're ready?
Oh, no, I hate it. I'm absolutely disgusted. It shouldn't happen to me. Okay. I'm supposed to be a young man forever. I'm supposed to, by the time my dad was, hitting 40, he had kids, a mortgage, a drill. I've got psoriasis.
Yeah, I'll give you my chiropractor's number after this.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah, so it's been a physical decline. That's kind of
physical decline. Absolutely. Went to the doctor, and that kind of kicked off a lot of the material for the show. It's just one blood test where I was just shocked and appalled and relieved at the same time. Part of my liver's invincible.
Right, so you're blood testing back with an ABV of a strong
better GCSEs.
Okay, that's nature's way of saying slow down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The doctor said he told me my liver was in good condition, very strong, pretty much perfect, and then said, I don't want to tell you that because I'm pretty sure you're going to try and push it to the limit.
You were already cracking.
I couldn't even hear him.
Yeah. I mean, that's I suppose it's a more serious note. Like, is there a drinking culture amongst comedians, in terms of?
Not as much as when we started out, it was because we were in our 20s, we didn't know anything, so we would. And sometimes you would get paid cash. You would get the cash from the comedy club owner and then walk straight over to the bar and put all the cash behind the bar and drink and then wake up skint.
Right.
But now I'm the only one of sort of the generation that I started with. I'm the only one with no kids. So they're all going home early because they have to get up early. Whereas I'm going, come on, fellas, let's play Pokemon Go in a nightclub. So yeah, the drinking culture is kind of, for us anyway, I think we're working harder than we thought we were going to have to, I think. So there's podcasts, there's people writing scripts, there's all these different things going on, and you have to kind of get up early for it.
Right, yeah, there's plenty to keep yourselves busy.
Yeah, it turns out comedy's a job.
Yeah.
It's human.
Shocking. I wonder what the audience is then, because there's all these stories about how Gen Z aren't drinking anymore, and they're just at the gym the whole time looking after their mental health. So does that change the crowd atmosphere a bit?
It doesn't change the atmosphere. It does make you, as a sort of chronically overweight person, it makes you intimidated when you walk on stage, you're doing a gig with the Avengers.
Yes.
Right. It's a little bit odd, but to be fair, I kind of prefer it that way because the flip side of it is people are so hammered drunk that you're not getting through to them.
Yeah.
It's nice every so often to have an aggressive audience who go, all right, we're going back to work.
Yeah.
This is like 2008 all over again. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, just you mentioned going back to the good old days there. We were talking before we started rolling on camera about you've been doing this for almost 20 years now. So you've seen the evolution of things from when there was 2 comedy clubs in Belfast to now you can't even count them basically. Yeah. So it's a good thing, right? That there's more going.
I hope it just hope it lasts because I don't have to move back in with my. I would have just moved out.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that was when I started. It was just there was the Empire and Queens. Queen's was only for sort of term time, wasn't even all year round. The Empire was every Tuesday, and you had to really bat at the door down to even get on stage. And now it's like, if you want to try out material, you've got, I think there's going to be 2 clubs on a Monday. There's a few other little offshoot open mics on a Tuesday. You've Larry's Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday tends to be all over the country. Like Friday, Saturday in Belfast isn't great for comedy. Because I think people want to finish work and go to the pub and not listen to us be like, well, my dad's a bit of character.
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's obviously a younger generation coming through now, and some of them are kind of come to stand up from online comedy bits and pieces. Like, so how have you found that as somebody who's in the business yourself? Like, has that put pressure on you to kind of start getting YouTube characters together and stuff like that?
It hasn't really affected me. I kind of hit a point where I thought, this is like a serious artist thought that I had, where I've hit the stage where I've gone, the only person I really have to compete with is myself. So if I can make the show better than last year's show, we're still going in the right direction.
Right.
I think I've never been very good and very organised at getting stuff online or posting even clips on TikTok or YouTube. I hate the admin of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great thing as well, because what it has done for comedy especially is it's meant that people can get out there and build an audience without having to go through the same gatekeepers. So you have guys like Vittorio Angeloni from here who's blown up.
Yeah,
all from online stuff. Meg Rice from down south, he's amazing. And even Colin Guinness, Shane Todd, that was online stuff as well. And ourselves, like, from sort of doing the podcast, that's where really our ticket sales and stuff are coming from now. So it's a great thing, because I've done the other side of it, where I've gone to Edinburgh and you're kind of tiptoeing around producers and being like, "You've very pretty eyes, sir. I love them shoes. Any chance of a job? No. Okay, thanks." So I think it's a really exciting time for comedy, and I hope it lasts.
Yeah, well, this is the other side of it, because local comedians are now playing the SSE, like the biggest venue in town. Is it almost like if you're not playing the SSE, people are like looking at you going, "Are you alright, mate?"
I don't. Yeah, because I haven't done it, because I opened for Patrick Kilty in the SSE in 2012, and although it's great crack, and I'm doing it later in the year with a bunch of other comedians. The idea of standing there on my own for an hour. You can see everybody going to the toilet, and I'm too precious.
You're right, yeah.
It needs to be sort of 2,000 people or less, dark enough that I can't see someone yawn, so I can stand on stage going, I might be the funniest person alive.
Yeah, it's funny, like, arenas aren't really natural comedy.
I've never enjoyed them. Like, I went and saw, I shouldn't say this, I'm trying to sell tickets for an arena show here, but I remember going to see Micky Flanagan at an arena once, and during the interval I just went, should we just go home? Because we were watching the whole thing on a big screen.
Yeah.
And it was about £80 a ticket. And I'm like, the DVD's £12 in 6 months, which is weight.
Yeah.
So to me, I think comedy's at its best when it's about 140 people. Like a wee small room with low seat, like downstairs in the Empire.
Yeah.
I've sort of performed in there a few times for just different little bits and pieces. And this is ideal. I like it when it's a little bit too warm. So when people start laughing, they can't stop laughing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Just a little bit sweaty, a little bit claustrophobic.
Right.
I think it's perfect. And it feels like a wee secret.
Yeah,
it feels like you're all in a safe space to say bad words.
Yeah. Well, just on that, so are you worried about people like filming you? Because obviously in comedy, part of it is pushing the boundaries a little bit. So have you ever been tripped up by somebody who's like got offended by something you've said and has evidence of it? Like,
it's never been filmed. I mean, I've said things on podcasts that just really piss people off.
Right.
But the way I always sort of look at it is if I'm never trying to offend anybody. I mean, I do try, and some of my jokes are quite dirty and quite close to the edge, but the last thing I want to do is annoy someone. So I'll lie awake at night if somebody's genuinely upset.
Okay.
I think in terms of filming things, my sort of instinct is always to go, you're in the room now, just watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you can sell it in Nuts Corner. Do you know what I mean? I'm not famous enough to be like, oh, this is Dave Chappelle's new stuff. You know, it's a fat fella from Lurgan talking about his life. So I think it's just part of the sort of modern society, so everything's been filmed.
Okay.
That's
true, yeah. And obviously you're from Lurgan, as you just mentioned. Do you feel like you're working through being from Lurgan in your set still? Like,
I think it's one of those things, it's always like, people go, Lurgan, that must have been tough, and I'm like, no, it was grand. Like, everybody from Lurgan sound.
Yeah.
The only problem with Lurgan is anytime I try to do stand up in Lurgan, the whole time I'm like, do you think you are somebody?
Oh, okay,
So they're very supportive up until you go, look what I can do. And they go, get out of the road, we're trying to watch the match. So, I mean, I still live there. I don't think I'd ever leave Lurgan. I know where everything is. My mat is there. Go and say hello.
I'm trying to think of like its biggest exports. There's yourself and the Bongles, obviously the two major cultural exports at the minute. Who else is?
There's Neil Lennon.
Neil Lennon.
Collie Duffy.
Okay, so across the not just comedy and music, but across the sports and
Yeah.
and
There was a thing a couple of years ago. It was like the 20 most famous people from Lurgan, and I was number 17. I was like, how the is anybody else? It goes Andy McGibbon, Neil Lim, me.
the top three in
Yeah.
threes. Yeah, that's Belfast life for you. Sure.
And also, even was the Lurgan Mail was that so paper.
They have a website.
Yeah, there was like somebody else was famous for seeing a train once. No.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned that the gig you're doing at the end of the year at the SSE. That's the Comedians Comedy, right?
Yeah.
Which you did for the first time last year.
Yeah.
So it was so good you're doing it again. Was it a good experience for
That was a great time, yeah. Well, I think it was just like it's a great Christmas do for us to sort of go halfway between Christmas and New Year. We'll all get together, have a couple of beers, and walk up and talk from an arena.
Okay.
And you do find yourself standing there going, "How did this happen?" You know, starting from I remember the first time I did 20 minutes in the Empire. Somebody else was driving my Hyundai Accent because I'd had a few beers at that point. Colin Geddes was sitting in the front seat, and I had my feet out the window of the passenger seat while we were smoking, just going, I think I've made it, because I got paid £100 for 20.
I mean,
And then you fast forward a couple of years, you're like, we're in an actual arena,
yeah,
and it's sold out, and it's bananas, like.
amazing.
Also, the way time works, it blinked from the backseat of that Hyundai Accent to an arena, and I was like, Jesus, how did this happen?
Yeah, I suppose that's when you start gigging and you keep gigging, then it just all sort of does blur into what.
Absolutely, yeah.
But do you look back on like your earlier sets and stuff and feel like I would never do that now? Was there very much of a learning curve in terms of the material?
Absolutely. I mean, there's definitely things that I've done it a few times where I've thought, I'll pull this old joke out of the filing cabinet, see if it works, and the audience look at you like, what are you, fucking caveman? I mean, there's never really been anything that I wouldn't do because of worried about offending people. It's just that I think sometimes as you get older and uglier, there's certain things nobody believes you.
Right.
You know, if you're like, if you're you're trying to talk about just stupid stuff. I think I had this thing in the 20s. I could get away with more than most people because I looked older than 20.
Right.
But now that I'm hitting 40 and I look older than 40, they're like, you should be talking about bad hips and hearing aids. But yeah, I mean, you look back at certain things and you go, I had a really thick Lurgan accent when I started as well.
Oh, did you? Right.
Yeah. I remember I found a video of my very first ever set, and I remember showing it to Colin Geddes, and we'd actually my post this online. It's just a bit of crack. Yeah. But Geddes looked at it, but McCann can't even watch that. Oh, right. That's make me feel sick.
You can give them the shakes and the splash.
Like, when buy some girls get well.
So does that come back whenever you do find Lurgan? Then you sort of the accent gets thicker when you get.
Absolutely, yeah. If I'm in a pub in Lurgan, I kind of just I remember one time me and Colin Geddes again were out in Lurgan, and I was talking to someone from school, and Geddes went, I have no idea what you said to that man, because I went, I kept answers off and heads torn.
And in terms of the comedy itself and the sets that you're writing, like, do you find that gigging with other people like your peer group and then your comedians as well, does that all inform like how you approach your set? Like,
no, I think one of the good things about the scene in Northern Ireland, it is really collaborative. So we'll all be in green rooms bouncing jokes off each other.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And there'll be moments where you go, I've got this bit, you kind of go, I'm at this point of a bit, I can't think of where to go, and we'll just throw punchlines at each other. And I think we all have very sort of unique styles and different things we want to talk about.
Okay.
But yeah, it is usually just a case of giving each other taglines and helping each other out.
Okay.
And I think that's why it's as strong as it is as well.
And so apart from stand-up, Micky, obviously you do podcasts and things as well. So what else can people look at you and listen to you?
Yeah, so you can check me and my good friend Connor Keys at a podcast called Deck Chair and Yums. We're on Patreon exclusively at the minute because we got greedy. Okay. And then I'm also on a podcast with Shane Todd and William Thompson called Lazy Boys, which is the three of us trying to outdo each other with jokes for 2 hours a week.
Okay, that's Lazy Boys, not Lady Boys. It's somebody's podcast with Lady Boys.
That's the next one. I'm bringing that up next year.
Right, that's Patreon only. Fans.
Yeah, go to Devonish. Take it over from these Pleasure Boys.
Excellent. And in terms of Rocket, then, what can the audiences expect from the sets? What kind of?
I mean, it's pretty loosely written at the minute because I think the world's moving so quickly. You have to kind of update the show every 25 seconds.
Yeah, you like to keep it a wee bit top.
Yeah, to keep it a little bit. So there'll be some bad words. There'll be some dirty jokes. There'll be some true stories. There'll be some complete muller lies. And it's just gonna be great crack.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers.